Yes. What's going on, man? Gonna wrap up the state of the market here after I charge my laptop. 1 second, man. So we left off on the 7 wins: Bitcoin, Dow, gold, QQQ, that is Nasdaq, SPY is S&P 500, and TOT bonds, and finally USO oil. Those 6 things talked about that on the other video. Now we're going to go through the 11 sectors of the S&P 500. Didn't really talk on it, just that's in the other video. It's fine. This one we're just going to do stages. It's a lot easier. So let's go ahead and zoom this in a little bit. I like to zoom in because it looks like nonsense. That looks good. Okay, so stage 2 clearly have resistance though, and a lot of them are, which is interesting. Do we go higher? I don't know. Just playing it how it is. If it does, it's gonna break it. If it doesn't, it'll get hung up here. Expect it to get hung up here because we go back more. Tapped it. This is gonna be the 3rd time it tapped it, but you never know, man. So XLB material sector. That's like wood, copper, shit like that. Stuff used to build houses and such. XLC, the comm sector. This also looks like this kind of looks like a 3. MACD sticking down. TSI is coming together. Statistics came together. Hasn't turned yet, but it looks like kind of building a box. Like it's tapping an invisible line right here. Like tapped it, came down, tapped it, will probably come down. I'll put a 3. Now the difference between this one, XLC, and XLB is this one has 1 bar, and this one has 1, 2, 3, 4 bars. Kind of makes a box. On the other side, I'm gonna say 3 at resistance. And remember, the only difference is a 3 is a don't buy, and a 1 is a could buy if you're looking to. That's all we're doing here. XLE, energy sector, it's gonna follow oil most of the time. And clearly a 2 broke up above the 20-day moving average, simple moving average, the SMA, 20 SMA. It's a 2. Now this is where it gets interesting here. Financials, bam. This one's at stage 2, and it broke resistance. So we're gonna say, and it didn't even tap 70 RSI. So XOS is fine. Makes you wonder if the whole market, maybe this is early. I don't know. I'm not gonna write broke resistance though. It's just straight a 2 at that point. If it looks like that, and the MACD is sticking up, TSI is sticking up, stochastic is coming together though. So maybe it's done. I don't know the future. Now XLI, industrial sector. Shit like who is in the industrial sector? Gotta be shit like, well, the good thing is we don't have to guess. We can look up top 10 stocks in the industrial sector. Industrial sector. I can tell you GE, Caterpillar, RTX Corporation, Union Pacific. That's train stock. RTX. What is RTX? Is that a missile company? Aerospace and defense. Yeah, this is a. They make formerly Raytheon. Oh, I didn't know they changed their name. Interesting. Usually I like to look up the Wikipedia. It breaks it down. It makes it easier for people like me. Just dummies trying to get into this. Aerospace, defense, information security, electronics. Used to be Raytheon. Yeah, they make missiles and shit for the Ukraine. Probably. I'm assuming they do. That's Lockheed Martin. They do that. I feel like Raytheon. Oh, they made the microwave. Mass manufactured magnetic tubes for the microwave radar. Interesting. They try to cook people and then now it's just in your home and it cooks food. Cool, huh? We can see more. We got Lockheed Martin, we got Honeywell, Eaton, USPS, Boeing, John Deere, Waste Management, General Dynamics. My brother used to work there. TT is Train Technologies. Not sure what that is. Blah 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 blah. FedEx, 3M, CSX is another train stock. Republic Services, RSG. They pick up trash. I see them every week. Car, Carrier, Global. Sounds like a train stock, but I don't know. It could be a parcel service. And then we just come to the Google. Carrier, Global, Corporation, Wiki. This is what a professional stock trader does. Research. Friday night too, man. Of all days. Used to be United Technologies, home appliances. So they probably make like microwaves and shit like that. I'm not familiar with this symbol. Distributing HVAC. Yeah. I don't do a lot of HVAC, so I guess I wouldn't know. An early Carrier. That shit looks huge. Industrial air conditioner. Yep. So now you know what's breaking out. Industrials, trains, commercial buildings, missiles. Honeywell makes everything. Caterpillar, farming equipment, cultivation, trash pickup, waste management. I mean, it's cool, man. Now I know what's in the industrial sector. That's how you do it. And then you come back to the chart. It's like, what is it? And then can we play it leveraged? You know, we're not here to talk about that. Can we trade it leveraged? This one particular you can, but man, if you don't know what that is, you damn sure don't need to be doing it. You need to do some research, put in some time. All you gotta know, it's a stage 2. It's running. I wouldn't buy it. It's been running. I mean, the last day to buy is probably here. Broke above the 20. If not here. You know, I'd probably buy here. But we want to be buying down here. Anchor point, box, sideways, hits that 5. Bam, we're in. You ride this. If you're trading, but if you're investing too, you could just buy this. The industrial sector of the S&P 500, you could just buy that. All the stocks that make that up. Now we can look too. How many stocks are in the industrial sector in the S&P 500? Because that's what I would own if I bought the XLI. Trading 1 million shares, which is a 16% price return. I don't even think they know. How many industrial companies are in the S&P 500? That doesn't help. Component security. Can we? All right, look, you can come in here and filter it through XLF. Oh, this one is comm sector is XLC. Consumer discretionary is the XLY. And then you come on down. Dr. Horton is consumer discretionary. Interesting. I thought that would be XLB. Interesting. You can keep a lot in the XLY. XLP is the consumer sector. Consumer staple sector. XLP. You keep on coming down. Procter and Gamble. Should look Target. Is in the XLP. Energy, the XLE. You got ConocoPhillips, Devon Energy, Diamondback Energy, Kinder Morgan, Marathon Oil, and then you got the XLF. They are in stage 2 right now. You got shit like American Express, you got Bank of America, you got Berkshire, BlackRock, Blackstone, Capital One, Citi, Group, Discover. You probably have a Discover card. Global Payments. You probably tap that thing every time you pay with your phone. It's probably a Global Payments machine of theirs, a transaction processor. Goldman Sachs, Investico is an actual company. I did not know that. Interesting. They give a lot of free advice. You want to learn anything about finance? Investico got you. I didn't even know they were in a company. IVZ. We're supposed to focus on the task here, which is the state of the market, but we're learning. IVZ. $17. 3 mil in volume. Part of the S&P 500. Let's look at it on the monthly. Oof. Damn. Would you be buying it when everybody's scared? Could have bought it for $6. And now it's 17. I don't know, man. That's up to you. Would you trade it? Would you just own it? Do they pay a dividend? All these questions come to mind when owning it. Instead of just buying it. You could just buy it, but then you need a plan. What the fuck am I going to do with this? Looks a lot like the XLF, doesn't it? It ran up. Breaking. Well, this is kind of resistance here. Yep. Interesting, man. Alright, I got sidetracked. What the hell were we doing again? We are on the XLI industrial sector. Now we know. Trains, Honeywell, missiles, all that shit. That's the industrial sector. And it's on a stage 2 and it broke resistance. But we don't need to write that it broke resistance. Because normal stage 2s, they just fly. If it's at resistance, then we gotta note that. XLK technology, man. Oh, now, this one looks funny to me. Because it could still run up into here. But there's clearly some resistance here. It couldn't break. It couldn't push past that. Broke down. Still wasn't broken. Oh, this one's in a funny zone. But I want to write a 3. Because the MACD is coming down. So stochastic's pointing down. T sides coming together. I'll put 3 for the tech sector. Hold on. You gotta check them RSIs too. XLF did not tap extreme. XLE didn't. because I'll see one tap extreme like the this one here, the XLP, just running. Seeing the tap extreme. There's only 3 bars here, so I'm gonna put a stage 2, even though this might come down into a 3. Go sideways into 3 and break down into a 4. It's also running extreme, so that's a good time to be trimming the stocks you have in that sector. So I'll always write that it was a 70 RSI because that's a good time to trim. Horrible time to buy on a 70 RSI. Damn. The XLRE, the real estate sector, exploded. Bam. 1.93% in a day. Been a good time to have some DRN. You know what that is? It's a 3x leverage version of this stock. Let's see, it's a 2 and a 70 RSI. This might be the strongest one. Curious though, how much is the DRN? I mean, it's a horrible time to buy. You're going short, you know, play that game. I'm not playing that shit. $12. And it was 8. You could have bought it for 7 if you were paying attention in April. Late April. I was watching Tesla around here. So I didn't catch this move. It's $5 though. Get $5 a share in 1, 2, 3, 4 months. You know, you might have trimmed some here. You know, if you bought it in April, you probably would have trimmed some here in May, and then broke that 20. Probably would have closed it, anchor point, box, tapped that 5, maybe you got back in, rolled it up, bam, big pop on this day, and just kept running. And then maybe you would have sold quarter, third on that RSI, kept running. Now we're here. Bam. Beautiful, man. Beautiful move. But y'all ain't gonna catch him if you're paying attention, if you care. We had a whole lesson on that. Had a whole lesson on what you care about. You know, Mr. I don't have time. Never gonna be a good stock trader. Never gonna have anything. Anyway, not trying to get off on rambling and tangents again. We need to do this state of the market, the 11 sector. And break these into 3 videos. Might as well just try it out. Let's see. This one is a, I don't know. This one's, I think this is a 2. It's just trending up. Up, 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 up. Let me go back a couple days. It did punch that and then came down. So I'm gonna put 2, but at resistance. Just looking at that level. You could even draw on it if you really wanted to. If you really wanted to zoom in and see. Could put a horizontal line right here and just see resistance in real time. 70 RSI, everything. So go move here, 2 at resistance. Beautiful movement. I have this one too. I trimmed a little bit. I got 50 shares in the paper trading account. Just waiting for it to break that 20 to close it. Just letting it run. Okay, anyway, we got 2 more, man. You still with me? Still paying attention? You still want it? Guess we'll see. XLV, the healthcare sector. Now, I watched this one go 70. It says 69.89. basically 70, you've rounded up. So we're not gonna just, you know, be hard on a ass hair of a move. So we're gonna put, now this one kind of look like it's building a 3. That 5's catching up. These are all flat. Indicators are all flat. And instead of 70 RSI, this one's probably gonna come down soon, you know. Like everything, that's confluence right there. We learned that one earlier this year. When everything's coming together. And you compare the indicators and the moving averages and RSI all together. And then it's like, oh, it's painting a picture here. And it's like, I mean, it's not surprising what's going to happen if it does. If it doesn't, then that would be the surprise. But we wouldn't expect this to keep running. This is 3. And it's not at resistance, but it is a 70 RSI. It's running too hot, too fast. At least that's what they say, man. And it's like astrology. I'll tell you this every time. Is it real? I don't know. Kind of feels like it. Same shit as astrology. Kind of feels like it. Now the XLY looks a lot like the XLK. So I'm gonna put the same thing. 2 at resistance. Actually, I just put 3. I don't know about this one, man. It kind of looks iffy because this is a little nudge here. TSI still looks like it's going up, but the stochastic's met. And we don't have 4 bars up here. I mean, we have this little one. That could be the 4 for the box. You could also borrow this one here. Look how it ran up. Tapped that 20 and broke down. You know. I'm just gonna put 2 at resistance for the XLY. 2, 3, you know, either way I think it's gonna come down. But we're following stages, so that one's just, we're not gonna get all anal about how tight these stages are. 2 at resistance. I like to do that sign. Because I'm thinking about starting to print these out. You know, I don't need to. It would probably be a waste of ink. But it would have my thoughts, trade ideas, trades ready to go. Like I could keep an eye on that every week. Like, how far do you want to take this, man? Like, I didn't want to rank these, but I'm gonna start ranking them. And I didn't have the dogs of the down here, but I'm gonna start doing it. Just the stages. Don't need to rank them. I do need to be keeping track of these though, because I mean, if you don't want to, I'm buying this right here, the sectors. But if you didn't want to buy sectors, you want to buy single stock ETFs, you could throw this in a pie on M1 Finance and then allocate the highest yield to the lowest or to the stage 1s, and then maybe pull back some of that yield over it if it's stage 3. That's one way to play it.